Hello.
Hi everyone. We are live. Welcome to this Profit Protector Pro deep dive. I am Holly and I have my co-host with me, Kayleigh.
Hello.
We'll just wait for a few more people to join. But what we're basically going to do is we're going to play you some videos to explain some of the different features in Profit Protector Pro, and then we're going to come back and answer questions and have a little chat about what we've just watched on the video. Who have we got here today? We'd love to know where you are joining us from. If anyone's joining us from a sunnier climate than the UK.
Will we get Florida today?
Will we? I don't know. Hey Emma, hey Chris, hi Simon, hey Beck. Thanks so much for joining us today. We've got some good features to show you all. So, Chris is from Belgium. I don't know if it's warmer there. Is it warmer there? Maybe. I don't really know. Maybe. Hi, Nadia from London. It's probably warmer in London than it is here.
It's always a little bit, isn't
it? Yeah, absolutely. Sunny Sheffield. Yes, it's warm in Belgium.
We're so English, we just start talking about the weather every week.
I know, we do. It's like, we've got some time to kill. Let's have a little chat. Hi, Joel from New York. Hi, Ureem from Kansas.
Oh, Chris says it's 20 degrees in Belgium. So, yeah, a little bit warmer.
Yeah, what is it here?
I don't know.
I'd like to look, but I don't know. Earlier it was 13, but it's got to
be a bit warmer than that, yeah.
Yeah, hopefully. Right, okay, so I think we've probably waited long enough. I think we can probably get into some of the videos. Thank you all for joining us again. Just for the people that weren't here just a minute ago when I said we're going to play you a couple of videos about the features in Profit Protector Pro, and then we'll come back and we'll have a chat about it, answer all of your questions and things like that. Hi Lee, thanks for joining us. So what shall we do first? Do you think inventory page overview is a nice one to start with?
Yeah, it's like a general one, isn't it?
Yeah, okay. So we're going to go to this video. It's all about the inventory page. And then if you have any questions, just pop them in the chat and we'll go through them afterwards. So we'll be back in a minute.
Okay, so in this video, I'm going to give you kind of a walkthrough of your inventory page in Profit Protector Pro. So I've logged into my Profit Protector Pro account. This is a demo account, but it's laid out exactly how yours would be. And then I've clicked inventory on the top menu here. So the first things you will see are the two boxes at the top here. These are the Profit Protector Pro boost boxes. So you have 30-day and you have all time. 30 days on the left, all time on the right. So this is basically additional profit the Profit Protector Pro has generated you by selling above the average buy box price. So Profit Protector Pro uses its algorithmic strategies to work really hard to get you that buy box, and then once you have that buy box, to increase the price, and therefore kind of selling above that average buy box price, if that makes sense. So these boxes just give you a really nice indication of how much additional profit Profit Protector Pro has generated you by selling above that average buy box price. So as the title suggests, you've got that number over the last 30 days and then all time as well. So it's not your profit in it as a whole, it's additional profit. So your profit figures will be higher than these, but it just shows you the difference that Profit Protector Pro is making to your repricing. Coming down, we've then got a search bar. So in here you can search for ASINs, you can search SKU, or you can even search product names. So you could type in a brand like Lego or Barbie or something that you know is the title of that product, and it will bring up those for you. And of course you've got the search icon there. You then got save all price changes. So this will basically be when you're looking at your inventory, if you've gone through and you've maybe edited a buy price, or you've manually edited your kind of min and max, let's say, and then you want to come back up, and rather than having to kind of save it every time, you just click save all price changes, and then it will save any changes that you've made. You've then got all strategies to default. Now, if you go to your account settings and my account, there is a drop down where you can choose what your default strategy will be. So this will basically then, if you click that button, it will change all of your strategies to default. So all of these will say default, and then obviously that default strategy will be whichever one you have selected in your settings. You've then got the bulk select button. So if you click on this button, it allows you to tick the boxes and select each one, or you can select certain marketplaces. Now I've only got the UK marketplace turned on at the moment, but you obviously would see more if you had more than one turned on. And then you can, so let's say I'm going to select one. So then you will have options. So you can turn repricing on, you can turn them off, or you can delete. You can also select all. Now clicking that button once will select all of the ones that are on that page. And then you will also have the option to select all of them. So that is selecting all of the SKUs regardless of which page. So it could be from page 1 to 3 or 1 to 10, depends how many you've got. And then obviously tick that box to initiate that request. But if you decide, actually, no, I don't want to make any changes, just click cancel bulk select and you're all done. Coming over, you've then got ways that you can filter the products. So here, if you hover over, whenever you see this question mark, it's what we call a tooltip. So it will kind of explain a bit more about that feature, or explain, in this case, it's giving you all of your filter options and explaining a bit more about them. So here you have things such as obviously all products. You've got buy box lower than minimum, at min, at max. You've got lots and lots of lots of different ways there that you can filter your inventory. And then this one is your sort. So here you can do alphabetical, you can do by quantity, you can do newest to oldest and vice versa, price low to high and vice versa. And then you've also got strategy as well. Here is where you would move through your pages, and then you can select with this drop down how many ASINs you see on one page as well. So coming down, let's look at the product. So of course, as I said, I've only got the UK marketplace turned on, but if you had more than one, they would all be here too. So you've got the name of the product. So if I click on that, it opens up the Amazon product page for it. Let's come back. Then you've got your SKU and you've got your ASIN. Now these little boxes with squares basically copy that text. So I've copied the ASIN there. So that's really useful if I then want to go and paste it somewhere. You've then got your stock. Obviously this is a demo account, so I don't necessarily always have numbers in here. And then I've got the buy price. So obviously the buy price is how much you've bought that product for. You've then got your bin icon. So this is to delete it. Hovering over this tooltip just to say to you that obviously deleting the SKU will remove it from Profit Protector Pro, but not from your Seller Central. So SKUs deleted from Profit Protector Pro, which were added to your Amazon account within the last 24 hours, will be re-added to Profit Protector Pro when it then syncs. That's worth bearing in mind. And then you've got your star here. So if I highlight this star, it's going to colour in, and that means that that product has been added to my favourites. So a filter option here, you've got favourites. So you know that if you click on that, all you're going to see is all of the ones that you have starred like this. And if I click on it again, it's become white, which means it's no longer in my favourites list. Then you've got notes here. So as it says here, you might want to just add a note like buy 10 next time, or something that you want to kind of remember about that product. You've then got a button here that says automate, break even, and minimum and maximum all marketplaces. Now, those of you who know about automate, break even, and min max, this is where Profit Protector Pro will calculate the break even price and your minimum maximum price. So your kind of parameters for repricing within, it will calculate those for you. In order for it to do that, you need to make sure that you have certain things set up. So if you go to account and then go to min and max automation, this is where you will put in your criteria, if you like. So kind of, for example, it could be something like an ROI that you want to hit, or something about the buy box price. So you basically put in your criteria, and then Profit Protector Pro will use that to calculate or automate your break even and your minimum maximum prices. Now you'll see you've got this button here twice. If you have more marketplaces, you will have it more than twice. So basically what it means is if I click the button here, it's going to apply my automated min and max settings for the UK marketplace, because that's where it is located. Well, this button here, will, as it says in the name, will apply it for all marketplaces. So if I click that, it will do it for this product in all of my marketplaces, or I can do it individually marketplace by clicking the button there. You've then got Analyze with BuyBot Pro, which is really useful. So if I click on that button, it's going to open up the Amazon product page, and it's going to populate BuyBot Pro. Now it has populated the sell price. If I come back to here, you'll see that it's populated that sell price at $11.99, which is the current price. Now, if I come up to account and then go to my account, and then I scroll down, you've got a BuyBot Pro Analyze setting here. So this is basically telling Profit Protector Pro and BuyBot Pro, therefore, what you want it to use to calculate that sell price. So as I said, I've got it set to current price, but I might want it to use the buy box price. So useful to know that you can change that there. Really useful. Obviously, it takes you straight to BuyBot Pro. I can just hit analyze and I can analyze any of my inventory just at the click of a button from my inventory. You've got a retail and a wholesale toggle here, so that's really useful, something to bear in mind. Moving over to the marketplace, if I click on history here, I will have basically a history that's of everything that's happened with this SKU in Profit Protector Pro. It will tell me the date and the time. It will tell me what's happened, so such as a reprice of the calculation. It will say why it's making that decision, the current price, the requested price, the buy box price, the minimum and maximum, and also the strategy as well. So if you ever want to see what's going on with one of your SKUs, you just click on the history button. You've then got your numbers. So you've got your buy box price, your low FBA price, you've got how far away you are from the buy box, and you've got your BSR ranking. You've got your current price, and you've got your profit and your ROI, which is really useful to know, and your break-even price, and then obviously your minimum and maximum as well. Coming down, you've then got your strategy. So as I mentioned earlier, default is whichever strategy you set as your default in your account settings. And then you've got a list of all the other strategies. So you've got your algorithmic ones, you've got your rules-based ones, and you will also have your custom strategies as well, which is really, worth bearing in mind. And then you've got automation. So where you've created an automation, which is, if I just show you, you would come up and you would click on the automations button here. So where you have created an automation, that will also show in the drop down as well. And then of course, you've got your toggle on and off for toggling your repricing on and off, and then you just move down to the next product. So that is an overview of your inventory page within Profit Protector Pro. Back to us.
Hi guys, back. Okay, so I don't know if we'll have any questions about that one because obviously, you explained it really well. So I'm not sure that there'll be a whole lot of questions for that. But that's the inventory page. That's where you get to see everything that's in your Amazon account, or things that you've added with the Profit Protector Pro Chrome extension. So that's really good. But I don't think that we've got any questions. So I think we should probably move on to the next video because we'll probably have more questions as we go through the other videos.
Yeah.
Hi, Matt. Hi, Don and Heather from New Jersey. Okay. What shall we do next, do you think? We could maybe go with the Chrome extension.
Yeah,
it's probably a good one, being as I just spoke about it. Yeah. Okay, we'll go to this video and then we'll be back in a minute.
See you in a minute. In this video, I want to talk to you about the Profit Protector Pro Chrome extension, which makes on-page repricing super easy. Basically means you can start your repricing at the point of purchase. It's already in your inventory in Profit Protector Pro, ready to go as soon as the product hits down. So, first of all, you need to download the Profit Protector Pro Chrome extension from the Chrome store, super easy. And then it will just ask you to input some details to set it up. And they're really simple. It's just the email that is linked to your Profit Protector Pro account, the email address, and then your secret key, which you can find in your account settings in your Profit Protector Pro account. So you've input those in and then it will load and look like this. So I'm on an Amazon product page. I've been analyzing a deal with BuyBot Pro, and I've come to the conclusion that I want to buy this product. So all you need to do is input your buy price into here. You'll see the ASIN has already populated. Input your buy price. So I'm just going to input that there. Let's say it's £20 or $20. Now you can input your break even, your minimum and maximum prices, and select your strategy. You can do that kind of manually. You have access to all of the strategies that you have access to within Profit Protector Pro, even the custom strategies that you might have created. So you can choose your strategy and then you can literally type in your break even and your minimum and maximum. You can also do this by using the automate button. So if you have set up your min and max within your Profit Protector Pro account, then it will use that to automate it. Now, if you haven't set those up, you just need to click on the little cog here. It will open your min and max automation pages. And you can see here, you can input basically your minimum and your maximum prices. Now, it's worth noting, obviously, you can just see the UK marketplace here. This is completely linked to which marketplaces you have turned on and which ones you don't within your Profit Protector Pro account. You can do that within your account settings as well. So I only have the UK marketplace turned on, which is why that's the only one that shows here. And it's also why it's the only one that's in your min and max automation settings. But if I had more marketplaces turned on, you will be able to see those as well. So I'm going to automate it. So all you need to do is click the automate break even and min max button, and you'll see that it says calculating here. So it's using your minimum and your maximum, the ones that figures that you've put into your automations here, the kind of criteria to work out your minimum maximum prices, and it's also working out your break even price. So once it's calculated those, they will then appear. So you'll see now I've got values in each of those boxes and it's green, so the auto calculation has been successful. And then there's one more step. All you need to do is just click save in PPP. You'll see it says setting up your ASIN, then it says save complete. This ASIN is now ready to start repricing in your Profit Protector Pro account. So let's go to my inventory, and I'm just going to refresh the page, and you'll see straight away that that product is this one here that I was looking at, and it's already in my inventory. It's brought across the break even and the minimum and the maximum, and it's also brought across the ASIN and my buy price. Strategy is set to default, which is fine. So you can change your default strategy in your settings as well. Of course, you can also change it from here as well once it's in your inventory. So I have basically brought it from here, and now it's in my inventory and it's ready to start repricing as soon as that stock hits down. So that is the Profit Protector Pro Chrome extension that you can download from the Chrome store. Back to me and Holly. We're back.
Yeah, I love that one. That one's great. It's awesome. We're going to be making some updates to it really soon as well, so that's super exciting. So I did a poll, and 25% of you didn't even know that we had the PPP Chrome extension. So I love that. I love when you guys come on here and then you find out new things. And well, it's just changed a little bit because 40% of you had no idea. So that's really awesome. It's just so much nicer to be able to put that item into your Profit Protector Pro whilst you're sourcing, rather than having to wait for it to actually get to Amazon and having to track whether it's there, whether it isn't. You just know as soon as it gets there, it's going to start its repricing. So that's
every awesome. Time we do the Chrome extension on the training session, I think someone has a revelation and it's like, oh my goodness, I'm going to download it and I'm going to try it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So we're almost at 50-50 on the poll on people that knew about it and people that didn't. So that's awesome. Does anybody have any questions about the Chrome extension or anything like that? I think you did a really good job of explaining it again, so I don't imagine that there are very many questions about it. But yes, Beck said, oh wow, the poll results. We never expect it. We always think that everybody just knows everything about all of the softwares, and I think it's just because we know it, so we think that you guys know it. But that's why these sessions are so helpful. But I don't think that we do have any questions. We're getting onto some like more difficult things next. So I think, well, not difficult, but like just like more, what's the right word? Intense.
Intense.
Not intense.
More complex, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, we'll go with that one because intense is the wrong word. So I don't know whether to go bulk inventory or custom strategies. What do we think?
Custom strategies, I reckon.
Okay, let's go with that one. Okay, we'll be back in a minute, guys.
See you in a minute. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to talk you through custom strategies. So first of all, how do you get there? I have logged into my Profit Protector Pro account. This is a demo account and I'm just on the inventory page. All you need to do is just click custom strategies, which is on the top menu here, and it will take you to the main page. Now, custom strategies is for when you want to create your own strategy. Basically, the clue is in the name. In our strategies that you already have access to within Profit Protector Pro, the amazing algorithmic ones and the other ones. Now, in the algorithmic ones, there are kind of thousands of scenarios and circumstances that have to be inbuilt within the strategies, but this is for when you want to create your own. So first of all, this is kind of the main page, and these are test ones that we've created in the past. So first of all, you have the strategy name, you have any description, you have the date that it was last edited. You can also toggle them on and off. So this basically means whether that strategy is available in your list of strategies when you want to choose which strategy you want to apply to a listing. And then you have your actions. So the information button basically brings up kind of an overview of that strategy that you've created. And then you've also got your edit button and your delete button. So once you've created one, you've named it and it's in here, you can always go back in and edit it or look at the details of it. So in order to create one, up here you need to click New Custom Strategy and it will open the page for you. Now, this is then kind of what we call the custom strategy wizard. So Profit Protector Pro is basically going to ask you a series of questions, and then your answers will help create that strategy, because obviously you're not necessarily going to know straight away, you know, how to actually create a strategy from scratch. So this is kind of a wizard to talk you through it. So as with all of our softwares, you have what we call tooltips. So if you hover over a question mark, it will give you an explanation of a feature, if that's what it's on, or this, for example, will basically explain the question to you in a bit more detail. So if you read the question and you think, oh, I'm not quite sure what they mean, look out for the tooltip, and that will just give you a bit more of a breakdown of how to kind of answer the question effectively. So question 1, what fulfillment method do you wish to compete with? So basically this is, do you want to compete with all sellers? Do you want to compete with FBA sellers? Or do you want to just compete with MF sellers? So for this example, I'm going to say, like, let's think I'm an FBA seller, so I just want to compete with FBA. So I'm going to click FBA and then click next to move me on to the next question. Now, again, don't forget your tooltips, that will tell you a bit more information. So question 2, what condition do you wish to compete with? Now, most people obviously will be selling new products, so you would choose new. If you are used, then obviously there's various conditions of used. So we have all used except collectible, used average, used good, used very good, used like new, and used collectible. Now, if you're doing well, you can select more than one, but obviously it's unlikely that you're going to want to do new and a used condition. So if you are selling used, you can choose more than one condition at a time. I'm just going to say new because I think that's probably the most likely answer for most people, and then just click next and it will move you on to the next one. So now Profit Protector Pro is going to kind of walk you through different scenarios and then ask what you would want Profit Protector Pro to do in that scenario. So question 3, what should Profit Protector Pro do in this scenario? There is no buy box, and there are other sellers with the selected fulfillment method and condition. So you have a series of kind of options basically. So you can go to minimum, go to maximum, go to break even. Then you've got match, so you can match other sellers low price, and then it will give you the fulfillment method, other sellers mid and the same, high and the same. And then you also have kind of what I call the currency box here. So you can do pounds or dollars over, and then you've got options. So break even, other sellers low, mid and high, under, break even, other sellers low, mid and high. And then you've got percentage and also the same options as well. So those, the bottom two are kind of similar, but it's whether you want to do it by percentage or do it by a currency amount. So I am going to say that I want to let's say match an other seller's mid price, and I'm going to choose FBA because that's what I am. Then it will automatically move you on to the next question. So question 4, again, what should Profit Protector Pro do? There is no buy box and there are no other sellers with the selected fulfillment method and condition. So again, you have all of your options. So you've got go to, you've got match, and then you've got your currency kind of over and under, and you've got your percentage over and under. So options here, you could say go to max and leave it there for a little while, maybe change it if other sellers do come onto the listing. So I'm going to do that in this scenario. So I'm going to say go to max. And again, it will automatically move you on to the next question. So question 5, now what should Profit Protector Pro do? So there is a buy box and there are other sellers with the selected fulfillment method and condition. So we have competition basically. So what should Profit Protector Pro do? So you could, for instance, match the buy box. You could match another seller's low price. You have quite a lot of options. So we have the buy box and there are other sellers. So I am going to say, match the buy box. I said have the buy box. I'm going to have a buy box. So match buy box. Question 6. There is a buy box and there are no other sellers with the selected fulfillment method and condition. So here we could potentially, let's say, go to max because I've said let's pretend I'm an FBA seller. So potentially I could be the only FBA seller. So we could assume that the buy box is with an MF seller. So I am in this scenario. Again, you've got all your options and you can kind of think through your different scenarios and what you'd like to do. But I'm going to say, let's do this one because we haven't done this one yet. So I'm going to say I want to go over the buy box and I want to go over by $5 or £5. So I've input that. Let's go next. Question 7, you have the buy box. Good news. So we've got the buy box. What repricing action do we want to take? So you have a couple of different options here. So again, you've got your go-to, then you've got your switch strategy, which is one that we haven't come across yet. So let's say, for example, FBA algorithmic, and you have all of the strategies. If you have Profit Protector Pro, you will have seen those before. Then you've got the match one, which we have had previously. You've got, again, your currency one, over and under. You've got your percentage over and under. And you've also got do nothing as well. So we've got the buy box. What do we want it to do? I'm going to say go to minimum. Now, at some point when the developers have finished doing it, it's really exciting. We are going to split custom strategy and automation. So you will be able to do just custom strategy on its own. So this box won't appear, and you will basically then, at this point, I've just done my custom strategy, worked my way through the wizard, and I would save it. So I'm going to say, I'm just going to go save from here, because I just want to change to save the custom strategy wizard, which is what it will look like when they're completely split separately. So I am going to save my strategy. So you would just put a name in here, obviously something a bit more exciting than that, and then you might have a description. So you might have decided to make a custom strategy for a specific reason, so you could put that in there just to remind you exactly what it is. Type that in there, and all you need to do is click save, and then it will say here, it was green, it will say custom strategy was saved successfully, and then you'll also see that it's appeared here. So I'll show you now this information button. If you click on there, you will have seen it at the beginning, but now it will make a bit more sense to you if you haven't been through this process already. So this is basically all of the questions that Profit Protector Pro asked me, the scenarios that it gave me, and what I've asked it to do in those scenarios. So if you want to kind of revisit a custom strategy that you've made and see exactly what you've input, or you think of a scenario and you think, oh, what did I ask it to do? You can come back and you can have a look at that. And then if you need to, you can also edit it as well. So that's really, really useful. So my strategy is here and I want to make it active. So I'm just going to toggle it on there. Custom strategy was made active successfully. So now I'm going to come to my inventory, and I'll just show you. So my inventory is loading here. If I come down and I've got my strategy drop down here and I scroll to the bottom, you'll see the bottom one that's appeared is webinar test. So straight away that custom strategy is I can use it, I can apply it to any specific listings that I want to apply it to. So that is custom strategies. As I said, it's in the menu options at the top, super easy, and the wizard will talk you through it. Any questions, just ask us in the chat or drop us an email and we'll always be happy to help you with custom strategies. So back to me and Holly. We're back.
We are. That was a long one, wasn't it? What have we got on the poll? Yeah, so again, we've got lots of people that aren't even using the custom strategies and haven't, maybe you haven't seen them before. Yeah, so there's some of you that didn't know about it. Some of you that are going to give it a go. But they're really useful. If you've got specific things that you want some of your ASINs to be doing, then they are definitely worth looking at, because sometimes you might see something where you think, oh, well, I would have liked it to have gone after this, or I would have liked it to do something different, So it's really great from that point of view. We've not got very many questions today.
No, where are all the questions today?
No, we've not got very many at all. But maybe that's just because your videos are doing such a good job.
Oh, I'll take the credit. I'm not sure that's the case.
I think it is. Okay, so if we have no other questions, then I guess that we just need to keep rolling on into the next video so you can see the other features. Shall we go straight to automations after this one?
That makes sense, doesn't it? I think.
Yeah, doesn't it? Okay. So we're going to head over to the automations video, and then we'll be back. I don't know if we just got a question. Stop explaining it so well.
Just do really rubbish videos, and so we have more questions. No.
Yeah. Oh dear me. Right. Okay. So we'll head over to this video, and we'll be back in a minute.
We'll see you in a minute. Okay, so now I'm going to talk you through automations. So you reach this by clicking the automations button in the top menu option. Now this is a super awesome feature, I think, because it basically allows you to say to Profit Protector Pro, when this happens, do this, and apply it to a specific listing. You can do it on a, a per ASIN basis. So the setup here looks very similar to Custom Strategies one if you've seen it. So first of all, you've got the automation name, the description, the last edited date. You can toggle it on and off whether you want it to be available to use to apply to an ASIN, and you have your edit button and your delete button as well. So to create a new one, all you need to do is click that button. Now you have two kind of setup methods that are available to you. One is the wizard, which is what Custom Strategies looks like, and then you've got flow. So the way they work is effectively, it is the same. You're inputting the same information, and the outcome of what Profit Protector Pro will do based on what you tell it to is the same. It's just kind of a different way of inputting that information, because I say quite a lot about making it personal to you, and everyone works in different ways. So some people will prefer the wizard way and some people will prefer to use the flow. So basically, I don't know if you can see here on the flow, the first drop down here is kind of your condition. So you'll see it starts saying after automation has been active for, and you'll see here that that's the first option here, this first button. So all of the options on this drop down, if I was to click on it, would be these options here that you've got. So like I said, it's the same, it's just kind of a different visual representation of it, so that some people might find the wizard better, some people might find the flow better. So I'm going to go with the wizard. So question 1. So as I said, automations is a way for you to say, when this certain specific thing happens, this is what I want you to do. So what should happen for this automation to activate? So you have a few options. You have after the automation has been active for a certain amount of time. You've got when seller numbers increase to a certain amount and when seller numbers decrease to a certain amount. You've got when stock falls below X amount, when no sales have occurred for a certain amount of time, if buy box goes below minimum, and if buy box goes above maximum. So I am going to say, let's say, after the automation has been active for a certain amount of time, and then of course Profit Protector Pro needs to know after what period of time. So after what period of time do you want to change your strategy? And I'm going to say after 3 months. So month, and then obviously it needs to know how many, and then click next. So then you've said if this happens, so basically if it's been active for 3 months, but then Profit Protector Pro needs to know what you'd like it to do. So you've got lots of options. So you can say go to minimum, maximum, you can switch your strategy, you can match the buy box or other sellers low, mid and high price, and then you've got your currency and your percentage. So you can go over and under the buy box, other sellers low price, other sellers mid price, and other sellers high price. So I'm going to say that after 3 months, I want it to switch my strategy. I'm going to say FBA algorithmic strategy, and I'm going to choose, let's say, cautious sales enhancer. Now that might be the only thing that you want this automation to do, which would be absolutely fine. All you would say is no, I don't want to add another condition, and then you would save it, and that would be that. But I'm just going to show you a few more examples, because obviously that's what I'm doing. I'm demonstrating automation. So do you want to add another condition? And I'm going to say yes. So let's think, what else, what should happen for this automation to activate? You could say, let's say, when seller numbers increase to a certain amount. Of course, Profit Protector Pro needs to know how many sellers. So let's say randomly 7 sellers. Click next. And then when seller numbers do increase to 7, what do you want it to do? So again, you've got all of your options. So I'm going to say when seller numbers increase to 7, I want to go to my maximum. And again, that could be it, but I'm going to show you some more examples. So yes, I want to add another condition. And let's think so a good example might be if you want you want to sell through some stock, you want to just get rid of it, and you want to delete the listing. So when your stock falls below a certain amount, let's say 3. So when stock falls to 3, what do I want it to do? I'm going to say I want it to switch strategy, FBA strategy, and I want it to go to super aggressive dominator, because when there's only 3 left, I just want to get rid of them so that I can close the listing. There might be a reason that, I don't want to restock that item, super aggressive dominator. So then that's done. And now I'm going to say, no, I don't want to add any more. I'm finished. Then of course you need to name your automation. And then the description automatically populates with basically what you've input into that automation. So after the automation has been active for 3 months, switch the strategy to cautious sales enhancer. When seller numbers increase to 7, go to max. And when stock falls below 3, switch the strategy to super aggressive dominator. And then once you're done, obviously you can edit this if you wanted, so you can add more text in there. And then just click save. And then you'll see it says automation was saved successfully, and that's appeared at the bottom here. So I've called it webinar automation. Now it's toggled on. So what this means is then if I go to my inventory, I'm going to refresh it. You'll have seen you have the strategy one, and then you have the automation one. And you'll see that now that webinar automation, that one that I've just created, is available. So I can select that and apply that to this ASIN, because obviously the reason that you've created an automation in the first place might be that you want to apply it to certain ASINs. So that's why this feature is so exciting, because it means that I can now go through and I think, right, for some reason, that's the automation that I wanted to create for this one. So I can apply that here, and I can, do it straight from the drop down in my inventory. So that's automations. As I said, you can reach it just by clicking automations at the top there. It will open up any that you've already created, and just click new automation and choose your setup method to go through and create your own automation. Back to me and Holly.
Hello, we're back. We are back again. So I don't think we have any questions still, but that's okay. Tim said, I'm not really one for making custom strategies, but automations have proven useful and very easy to set up. Yeah, absolutely. I think it's super nice having the 2 options as well, whether you want to go with like the flow version or whether you want to go with the I can't remember what it's called, wizard version, exactly that one.
Are you a wizard or a flow? What would you choose?
I always opt for the flow when I'm looking at the automation.
I like the wizard.
Do you? See, I like to see everything that I've done before.
Yeah.
So because like I might have done one thing, I always want to go back and look. And then if I go on the wizard, I find myself clicking backwards to see what I've done, which I know isn't the right thing to do. But even so, that's what I do.
What you mean. I do know what you mean.
Lee said, why would the buy box have a maximum? Why would the buy box have a maximum? I don't know if I know what you mean. Let me log on, and there's nothing in there that says the buy box has a maximum, is there?
If buy box goes above maximum is one of the...
if buy box goes above max, okay, no, sorry, I understand now. Okay, so it doesn't mean that the buy box has a maximum, it means your maximum price. So if you have, let's say you're selling a Barbie and you've got £5 minimum and £25 maximum, and then that buy box actually goes to £27, then obviously Profit Protector Pro can't take you up to that price, whereas there's an extra little bit of money there for you that you can't quite get to because the maximum's making it so that you can't. I hope that makes sense. Okay, that was nice. We had a little question.
Look at the poll we've got. So we've got 66% who didn't know about automations, and then 16 each for yes, we use it, and not yet, but might give it a go now.
Yeah, that's awesome. Lots of people that didn't know about it. I honestly, I'm always so shocked by the polls that we do. I'm quite glad that we do them, but I'm so shocked by them all the time. It's so lovely to be able to come on here and actually show you some things that you didn't know that you could get out of Profit Protector Pro. So that's awesome. What do we have next? Do we only have one left?
Yeah, let's see one more.
Okay, so I guess that it will be bulk inventory because that's the last one that we've got. So yeah, we're going to play this video, and again, if you do have any questions, then do let us know, and we can go through any questions that you've got. But we're going to play this video, and we'll be back in a minute.
See you in a minute. In this video today, I want to talk to you about the bulk inventory management section of your Profit Protector Pro account, what this is, the process that you need to follow in order to use this feature, and also really exciting now that automations has been added to this. So you can now add automations to your ASINs using this feature. So I'll show you that too. So first of all, how do you get here? You just need to log into your Profit Protector Pro account and click on bulk inventory on the top menu here, and this page will load. Now, first of all, it's worth noting what you can and can't edit within the document. If you're ever not sure, just look at the first sentence on this page. So you can tweak or edit the minimum and maximums, the break even, the cost price, and your strategy, and obviously now automation. And it enables you to manage all of your listings in one place. If there's a change that you want to implement, you can edit all of your listings in one go, upload it onto Profit Protector Pro, and those changes will be put into place. Now, obviously there are some columns within that are not editable. It won't be saved. You don't want to be tweaking those and kind of messing around with those, because otherwise it will influence and make it kind of not edited within your account. So first of all, you've got your 3 buttons here. So you can download your full inventory CSV, you can download your in-stock inventory CSV, and download a blank template. So obviously, depending on what you use, you might use Excel, you might use Numbers if you have a Mac, or you can use Google Sheets as well. So there's 3 links here which will talk you through exactly how it works depending on what software you're using. So first of all, you need to just choose one of these buttons here and download the document. That's your first step. Now, just before I do that, I just want to show you some keys which are just underneath. So the first one is the marketplace ID. You'll notice that on the left-hand side you have the country, and then on the right you have the marketplace ID. So these are kind of what the marketplaces are, the kind of the code, if you like, that you need to use in your document in order for it to know which marketplace it's referring to. And you've got the same with strategies. So each strategy has an ID, so a number basically. You've got your repricing switched off, which is 0. You've got default, which is -100. You've got all of the other amazing strategies, and they each have a number, and then custom strategy at the bottom as well, which is -1. Now these will make more sense when I show you the document, so don't worry about that just yet. So the first thing I'm going to do is click on download full inventory CSV, and you'll see that this opens with an Excel spreadsheet here. So I mentioned these columns earlier. So here you've got the ones that you can edit, which is your minimum price, your maximum price, your cost price, which is that one by price there. You've got your strategy, so strategy ID here, and then custom strategy. Now basically what this means is if you want to set one to a custom strategy, you would put in the corresponding number to a custom strategy, which if we go back to that key, you will see, which is, come down to the bottom, I just want to show you. So custom strategy is -1. So then if we come back to our Excel spreadsheet, I would put -1 in this box, but then obviously Profit Protector Pro needs to know which custom strategy you want to apply. So in there, you would just put the name of the custom strategy. And obviously it's important to make sure that the name is exactly as it is in your custom strategies in Profit Protector Pro, so that it's enabled to link together. Now, the really exciting thing now is that recently automations has been added to this. I'm just going to move this over you so you can see it. So now you'll notice the column in the far right is automation name. So I know a few of you are asking for this. So it's really exciting that the developers have put this into place within the bulk automations. So now the bulk inventory. So all you need to do is put in the automation name underneath that heading in that column next to whichever listing, whichever ASIN you want it to apply to. Again, like the custom strategies, make sure that the name is exactly what the automation is called in your Profit Protector Pro account so that PPP can make that link. So all you need to do is make the changes on this document that you want to make. So whether that's changing the minimum or maximum price, whether that's changing the strategy ID, whether that's adding an automation, and obviously you can do it to all of them, or you can pick out the ones that you want to do it to. It's just enabling you to kind of see all of it in one place and make those changes. Once you're happy with what you've done and you're ready to go, all you need to do is save this file. Now, it's really important that you save it as a CSV file because that's how it works. So I'm just going to go File, Save As, make sure that it's CSV, so it says comma separated values here. So I'm just going to save that onto my desktop. Save, so that's saved. So let me close that one. Then in order for you to implement those changes, all you need to do is come back to the bulk inventory management page and click Upload Inventory CSV. Here you would just upload the document that you have just saved. Now I'm going to mention here, and it obviously says it, there's a please note, and it says this will override data for existing SKUs. So you obviously need to bear in mind that any changes made will override and overwrite any data for existing SKUs. So make sure that you want to make those changes. Obviously, it's great that you have the ability to do so, and the bulk inventory management tool is such an important part of Profit Protector Pro. But you need to make sure that you're happy with what you've put in that document, because once you've uploaded it, those changes will be made. So I'm happy, I'm ready to go. So I'm just going to click Select CSV File. Then you come to where you've saved that folder and just choose that document. Then it comes up with the file name, and all you need to do is click upload. Now you'll see I had a really short little, the cog was turning and then it just says success. Your CSV has been uploaded. It may take a short while to process. Please check back here soon for progress update. And that is it. Simple as. So all you need to do is download the document, make the changes that you want to make, and bear in mind the columns that you can and you can't edit. Use these keys for the strategies if you want to edit the strategies. Save that file as a CSV file and then upload it to your inventory, and that's it. Profit Protector Pro will implement those changes for your inventory, and that's a super easy way to manage your inventory in bulk. Any questions, just drop an email to info@profitprotectorpro.com. I hope you're just as excited as I am about the fact that you can now add automations to your ASINs using this feature. Back to me and Holly. There we go.
Yeah, awesome. So yeah, that's the bulk inventory. So super shocked again to see that not very many people knew about it. And even if you did know about it, you've not used it yet. So it could be something that you could definitely implement into your repricing flow, if you will. So yeah, hopefully you've learned lots from this webinar. We've not had too many questions, but if you do have any questions, then please do let us know, and we can go over them. But yeah, that's the end. That's the end of our videos. We don't have anything else. So we'll give you a couple of minutes just to see if you guys have any questions, anything that you want to talk about. It doesn't necessarily have to be just about the things that we've spoken about. It can be about anything as long as it's to do with Profit Protector Pro. Who gets the most out of PPP if one uses just about any strategy and the next uses strategy and automation? I guess that would really depend on the listing itself and what was actually going on that listing. Yeah, it's kind of how long is a piece of string question a little bit, just very because there's so many
in the scenario, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. There's so many different things that could potentially be happening on a listing. I guess, yeah, no, there's just so many things that could be happening. I think the automations are really good from a point of view of, you know, if you've not had a sale in X amount of time and you want to kind of rejig it, then if I've not had a sale for, 30 days, then please do X. So yeah, there's definitely a time and a place for the automations. And I don't necessarily think that if somebody was just using a strategy and not using automations, that they wouldn't get good, they wouldn't get any good outcomes. But if you have the automations turned on as well, then it can never harm it, can it? If every other thing is constant. I mean, it's kind of difficult because it depends how many people are on the listing, how active it is, how competitive that listing is. Just, there's an array of things that could be happening. Is the price going up and down a lot, or is it staying pretty steady?
And I guess the automation as well will only kick in if that thing happens that you've set it up to kick it in.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Like I said, for things like if you've not sold for a while, though, it's great for things like that because it kickstarts it up again and changes things up for you. But yeah, I don't think you can ever harm having the automations on. If you want to spend the time and create that automation, then it's definitely going to be a good thing. There's no bad outcome that can come from using automation. So I guess from that point of view, you would say that the person with a strategy and automations would be better. But I think it's so close. Yeah. Tim said, with automations, could the section box go to blank after an automation has completed? With automations, could the you mean where it selects it on the actual ASIN? Just let me know if that's what you mean. I'm really sorry. I've just got to grab my charger. I'll be 1 minute.
You disappear. Yeah, when we want to ask you to clarify something, we then have to wait because the chat's always a bit delayed. So it is. It's super delayed. Like seconds or so after. Yes, that is what he means.
Yeah, I guess we could do that. It depends whether it would be an automation that is like recurring. But I think we probably could do that. I'll look into it, Tim, and we'll let you know, because I'm not totally sure. I think it depends on what kind of automation it is, and it might not work for some and it might work for others. But we can definitely do that. We would need to also give you some kind of notification if we were to do that as well, because otherwise you just have lots of blank things and you might want to put something extra in there without having to go back and check. But we can definitely look into it. If an automation is, say, 2 days, it might be useful to know that it is completed. Yeah, I can see why that would be helpful. We'll definitely look into it and see if we can do something like that for sure. Okay, so does anybody else have any questions? Let us know if you do. If not, then I think we will end this webinar for today. I hope that you've learned lots. I think lots of you have, because
everyone needs to go and try custom strategies, automations, and the bulk inventory.
Yeah, and the Chrome extension.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. Like I say, I hope you've learned lots, and we will see you again when is our next one, Kayleigh? Do we know? Is it in a couple of weeks' time?
Yeah, I think it's a couple of weeks.
Okay, so Ureem said PPP,
sorry.
Is it a month? PPP has all these strategies. Why will I need to create a custom? Okay, so we'll just do this one just before we go. Sorry, guys. So the custom strategies are amazing. The algorithmic strategies in particular are the ones that I would always suggest that you go for. But there's just going to be certain times whereby maybe you have one listing where you think, I wanted this strategy to do X, Y, Z. And it basically just gives you the ultimate flexibility to be able to say, no, I want it to do this. I don't want it to do what, say, one of our pre-created strategies does. So it's really all about giving you guys as much flexibility as possible. But I hope that helps. Okay, so thank you so much for joining us, guys. Thank you, Chris, Beck, Lee, Simon, Karen, all of you guys, and Tim as well. Thank you for being on here. Like I say, I hope you've learnt lots and lots and lots, and we will see you in a month's time for another Profit Protector Pro deep dive.
See you soon.
See you soon, guys.
Bye.